network to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
That is the chef Raekwon. He made that classic album only built for Cuban Linx, and now he's doing community links. You know what I mean? Linking up the community directly with Foot Locker and Diadora. This program sounds fire, Ray. Put us on, man. You're doing something for the young artists coming out of each city with a classic colorway from Diadora. Sounds like a dope program.
Yeah, I mean, this is something, your boy curated. I brought this idea to Diadora and Foot Locker, and they was down with it. It's an empowerment program. It gives these youngsters an opportunity to get embraced by some of the legends, and we connect in a great way. The quickest way to say it is just, we know everybody had the ability to be what they want to be, and this culture of music just really put everybody in a different but great space. So that's all I wanted to do, is just connect the minds with the communities and, give them an opportunity to vibe according to the topics of what we doing, because I know we all trying to do the same things. So I just wanted to make sure that this program really could allow everybody opportunity to be heard, get opportunity to be a part of whatever movement we got going on. Like I did my first community links connection the other day with my fans, and it was dope though. Dave East joined me with it.
That was up on 181st and St. Nick, right?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was a good thing, man. We give these people some hope to do what they want to do and push them to be great.
Now, did y'all rolled out the sneaker to the orange and blue Diadora?
Yes, you already know.
New York State colors, or excuse me, the New York City colors.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. You know me, I always been a flavorful kid, so I wanted to do something. Of course, the blue and orange would take us back to the Mets, the Knicks, everybody that we really respect in the sports world. But the color wave is mean though. It's mean
with the classic Cuban Linx font on the back. Ray, I think the first time I ever heard anyone mention Diadora on record was on Sneakers. Diadora, I'm about to place me in order. Was that the beginning? Did the relationship start with them? Like, did they hear that all the way back then and go, yo, thank you for the shout out?
I don't know. To be honest with you, they probably did, but I don't know. It was really more like, it was just politics and us really getting together and they seeing what I'm doing. They was there for me for my first sneaker, the purple joint. So, so I wanted to, introduce them again and keep them alive. It's one of my favorite comfortable casual sneakers right there,
Now, with the community links program, for anybody checking this out, what is the best way for an artist? Because it says here, I'm reading the release, there's going to be a launch for Philly. There's going to be Detroit, Chicago, LA, and Houston. It's going to include an assortment of new era hats to go along with it, as well as the Diadoras. Are you going to be involved in the whole nation of going around the country? Because this is really about giving artists tools to be heard by yourself, Scram Jones, to get a tutorial with Scram Jones on producing. Are you involved around the whole country, or are you just doing it for New York City?
Nah, I'm definitely, riding it all the way through. Like I said, at the end of the day, shout out to Scram, participating with the program, Davies. So yeah, we're gonna go for those 6 cities left and really just do the same thing, with different topics. This next one is probably gonna be about artists getting on and me really giving them that 101, that game, and having somebody from their city represent inside the conversation, and just kind of be there for everybody the best way and give them some ambition, and let them know what it's about.
I think too the way y'all came about in the game too is I still think a great blueprint for people, right? Because you guys created a community and a movement and a support system. So where when you guys moved around and was putting out music and y'all was showing up doing y'all thing, even if people didn't know the music in the early days, they were intrigued by the movement and the brotherhood,
Right.
which I think is game that I think anybody could even use today.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. It's about, being able to be independent, but still be a listening device to people that made it. That's how we was inspired. We watched other people who we knew that was doing great stuff, just trying to get some tips. I remember when we first started as Wu, we all, used to go up to, somebody like Jim Brown house, talk to him for a minute, then go talk to Clarence Avon, have a conversation, go see Russell Simmons, different people that had knowledge of things that we were walking into. So that was a link within itself, and that's what this program is about. It's just about giving that support system to their vision. You got your own vision board. You know what you want to do. Sometimes you need those little pieces that could latch on to you and give you some good game.
Diadora, shout to y'all. Foot Locker for sure. The Community Links program, city specific. Diadora N9002s. How do you say that? N9002? Am I saying it right?
N9002s. Yep.
Sneaker
Yep.
capsules
There you go.
available exclusively at Foot Locker and Champ Sports. So I love that
Yes.
they're digging in the community like that, man. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they've been there. They've been a part of the culture for years. So it was only right, and I think that they really sincerely felt this was something dope. Shout out Foot Locker and Diadora for sure.
Ray, how was the
Well,
your biography from Staircase to Stage has now been out for a while with Simon and Schuster. How did you like the process of writing a book? Was it hard to remember all the things you wanted to come up with? What was the process there?
Nah, I mean, first and foremost, I wanted to write one. I felt, it was time. So I made it my business to, reach out to some important people that knew some great people and knew some publishers. Simon and Schuster, they've been good to me. They took care of me, and I just was ready to tell my story. I just felt like it was a lot to really discuss now, and especially, being part of one of the greatest groups in the game. I wanted people to know that my story ain't too different from your story. I just believed in myself and, got with the right people and just wanted to tell a story. I sat down on some Tony Soprano type shit, and and just did what I was supposed to do, and we did it kind of quick too. But it was definitely an emotional roller coaster because it made me think about how fortunate I am, not taking anything for granted, being a good listener, really wanting to work. So it's a dope read, man, and we getting a lot of good feedback. It's selling out everywhere. People is talking about it, so I'm happy, and one day this might transition into a film or something because I keep it 100. Like people tell me, like, yo, you so in depth, you so detailed with things. I'm like, yo, because every piece meant something. Every piece made me who I am today, especially the experiences of coming up as a kid, single parent, things like that, not giving up, dealing with the good and the bad at the same time, and just surrounding myself with good people too.
Look, even when you look back at the way you wrote your rhymes, and you listen to the vivid nature and how descriptive you were, and you translate that forward to putting that in a book, you always were very detailed, and in depth with how you articulated your experience. So yeah, you think about that in a book form, I'm sure it's magic in there.
Yeah. I mean, definitely talked about some funny things, talked about some real things, talked about, growing up as a kid and not being as fortunate as others, and, just surviving, man. But hip hop did so much, man. It created it created something in the community that gave us some kind of hope and ambition. Because when you from messed up areas, it's like it's really tough for you to kind of break that whatever you call it, the monotony, or however to get out the hood. It's not
The
easy.
cycle.
The cycle, it's hard to break that cycle. And I know it's a lot of kids out there that really got a lot of potential, because everybody, I feel every human being has that ability at some point to be greater, but it takes a lot. And that's what I talk about in the book, just connecting with myself, you know just really going through the ups and downs, but at the same time, the success, what success brings. Sometimes it ain't always as good as everybody may look at it. Big told us that a long
Right.
time ago. More money, more problems. You start people start looking at you different because you're trying to be better. We talk about all this in the book, but I want to just shout out everybody that when it supported it and still trying to get it. It's in all your local bookstores and all that.
Was there anything in the book that you felt you could have gone more in depth? Like I could imagine this was all going back into memory lane and reliving all of this, right? But was there anything that you're like, man, I wish I could have gone deeper into this particular story?
I think I touched a lot of places that I wanted to touch. Um, it was me just really giving y'all a lot, but still giving y'all enough, if that makes sense. I don't like to really talk too much about, you know, the street life, because, it was real. We come from somewhere that's a
Right.
very serious community, dangerous. I lost a lot of friends. A lot of friends passed away. So when I open up too much, it kind of, it hurts my heart a little bit, because a lot of them is not here to see sunlight, and it just gets a little real.
Mm.
Lost
Have
a lot of soldiers. So.
What's the experience been like for you, Ray, with the TV show on Hulu that's been a big success? And for people who've paid attention, a lot of it's based in very real stuff. Some of it takes some creative liberties, I will say. Are you used to, and how often are people coming up to you and asking about the show and going, did this really happen? Did that really happen?
Yeah, I mean, constantly. I mean, I could be in the pancake house, somebody run up on me, yo, is that real? I start laughing and shit like, yo, y'all off the hook. But, it's inspired by great events, it's inspired by things that took place in the neighborhood, but, it's still a great show. This is through the eyes of RZA. He wanted to do something different and still us. So I get that from the film. The way we teamed up, and season three is going to be dope. I'm not really supposed to go in depth with it, but I want y'all to check it out though. It's going to be dope. And yeah, running into people all the time, man. Yo, I love it. Thank you. Yo, you guys is the real deal. I'm like, I love it, man. I love my fans, man.
Yo, I'm on Raekwon's Instagram page. You know what I'm saying? A few hours ago, the clean backyard hat, talking green stuffed peppers with cream cheese in the oven with a little
You
crunch
know,
on it. The chef's out here cooking.
That's what he
And
does.
clearly ain't gardening or something. He's doing it. But also the amount of checks, he got the Diadora check. He got the Jack Daniels Art and Beat, something he doing in Seattle, which is lit. We got to talk about these Egyptian scorpions. These other Diodoras, the all black with gold, those are crazy.
Crush
I'm
Groove,
just scrolling
Crush
through the
Groove.
gram. Now, Chef, talk about the other businesses that you're in. Obviously you still go out. You and Ghost go out. You go out solo and get those performance checks. But it sounds like the brands are really coming to the Chef right now.
I mean, definitely I'm out there working hard. My team is going to work 24/7. Captioning the things I want to do. A lot of times since this whole pandemic, it's like we kind of like limited on going out and going certain places, but I still gotta figure it out. I still gotta sit down and get my point across. So It's all about just sitting down and huddling up with the team and telling them, yo, look, this is what I want to do. You know, still sitting here, you know, being a wine seller, dealing with that, you know, the good and the bad with that.
And the flower, and you selling flower out here. You in the legal cannabis game. Hastoria, my man founded his own company. I was trying to alley oop that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with, listen, it's a lot of cats that come from the block. The fact that you could do it legitimate is amazing.
That's right. Yeah. Shout out that company as well. You know, that's one of my serious companies right there. You know, just living out, man, living out my goals, man, and just trying to make things happen in the community that, you know, we could start enduring all the shit that we created, you know. It's a lot of people out there that's really, you know, manipulating the culture for their purposes. And, you know, we got to do it. Us as the people, us as the ones in the communities, just start waking up and knowing that we could get things done. So I'm just glad to be a trailblazer in that way to the communities, you know? Everything started from there. So it's just all about elevating your mind. And that's what I've been doing, just sitting down and, you know, of course, the music, you know, I got some flames coming to y'all real soon, you know.
We're here.
But one thing about me, I always like to, you know, make sure that everything is, the meal got to be prepped correctly. You know, the way I give it to you, it's like being in your crib, right? And you ready to eat, but it's like, yo, you gotta wait a little bit because everything gotta be warm and all that. You don't want to give nobody a cold plate, something like that. So that's how
Turkey's hot, mashed potatoes cold. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Everything gotta be nice and room temperature and where it need to be at, you know. So when you taste it, it's like it makes sense for you.
The chef, Raekwon. New collaboration with Foot Locker and Champ Sports, the Community Linx, excuse me.
Linx, baby, Linx.
Excuse me. Make sure you go look for that. Staircase to the Stage. The memoir is out. And now we have been hearing about the Purple Tape documentary for some time. Is that still being cooked?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, man. Listen, we working on this one right here, though. Like, you know, I feel like, you know, when they say documentaries are serious to make, I didn't realize I had so many great moments that I could get a chance to share with y'all. So believe it or not, I'm in the editing room, you know, right now. Like in the next 2 hours, I go up in there and I start to, you know, get back into the depth of that. But it's going to be serious, man. You know, shout out to all my peers that came up and really was involved with. I think we got probably about 70 people, 70 iconic figures just, you know, showing a love for what that album was and what it did to the culture. You know, I went back and got some of my favorites, you know. It's going to be serious. It's going to be a real one, though. So I'm excited for that. It don't stop, man. And I got some other things in play, too, you know. I don't really want to talk about it too fast.
You ain't got to go into it till it's ready. And then when it's ready, you come back on, we promote it, get it to the people. That's it.
Exactly. But yeah, the wheels is turning though, you know, and I'm blessed, and you know, it's always good to, you know, hear from you guys and kick it to y'all, you know.
Always, it's love, man.
Chef, we appreciate you, man. Always.
Raekwon.
We're proud of you.
No question. Thank you.
Keep going, man.
No question, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all soon, and definitely we got some gifts for you guys as well.
I need them Egyptian scorpions. Don't play with me, man.
Yeah, nah,
black and gold joints, man.
I got you for sure, though, man. Definitely.
All right, later, man.
All right, peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.